Hello students, today we will start the chapter 4, that is using a table of contents. So what is table of contents? You must have seen your book that there is a page called table of contents that we refer to going for a particular page. Okay, so it consists of headings and subheadings of a book or a document. It is basically the detailed index actually. Okay, so what does a good table of contents is having as characteristics? Okay, so the characteristics of a good table of contents has the following attributes. Okay, so what are those? First, a good table of contents should be easy to read and simple to use. It should be organized and formatted properly. Then a good table of contents must be accurate and easily accessible. And the last one is a good table of contents should be given after the title and the copyright page. Okay, so in MS Word we can create this type of table of contents. Okay, how can we do that? To create a table of contents, we must use appropriate styles for the headings in our document. For example, heading 1 style for the first level heading, heading 2 style for the second level heading, and so on. We can also define the hierarchy of headings in a document. Okay, if it contains a multi-level heading, so if any page is having a multi-level heading, then also we can create the hierarchy of the headings using the table of contents. So MS Word provides 3 methods to create a table of contents in a document. Okay, so what are those 3 methods? First one is using the inbuilt types, second one is using the manual table option, and third one is using the insert table of contents option. So first one is using inbuilt types. MS Word lets you build an automated table of contents using the table of contents option. It generates all the entries automatically as hyperlinks in the table of contents. You can visit the heading by pressing the control key and clicking on the hyperlink to go to a particular page. Okay, how can you do that? To create table of contents, we have to make sure that the headings are styled consistently. Okay, for example, use heading 1 style for the chapter names as shown in the figure, in this figure. Okay, next heading 2 style for topics and heading 3 style for subtopics and so on. Then in the document we have to position the cursor where we want to insert the TOC or table of content. Okay, so in short form the table of content is known as TOC. Usually a table of content is inserted after the title page in a document. Okay, now we have to click on the reference tab and select the table of contents option as shown in the given figure, bottom left picture. Okay, figure number 4.2. A sub menu will appear. Next, MS Word Gallery has 2 inbuilt types of table of contents. First one is automatic table 1 and automatic table 2. You have to select any one of them. Whenever you are doing that, a table of contents will appear in the document as you can see in the figure 4.3. This will open if you create on the automatic table automatic table 1 option. So this is how the creating table of contents is done using the automatic table 1 option. Next, second method, using the manual table option. How can we use the manual table option to insert table of content? There is another option in the table of content submenu, that is manual table. Okay, as you can see in the figure 4.2 that there is an option called manual table. Okay, this option allows the user to manually enter the headings and subheadings in the table of contents. Okay, now we have to click on the reference tab and select the table of contents option. Whenever we are doing that, a sub menu will appear. Now we have to click on the manual table option. Whenever we are clicking on the manual table option, a table of content is inserted where we manually enter the topic, subtopic, page number, etc. Okay, so this is usually not a recommended method to insert a table of contents, as the chances of errors while typing are higher. Okay, so if you are using the inbuilt type, what will that do? That will create a automatic TOC, but whenever you are using this manual table option, you have to type the table of each contents individually. So whenever you are doing it in manually, the chances of errors are increased. That's why it is not recommended to use the manual table option. Next, the third method is using insert table of content option. In case we want to make modifications in the default style of the table of contents, we can use the insert table of content option from the sub menu of table of contents menu, as you can see in the figure 4.2 in the previous picture. Now we have to click on the references tab and select the table of contents option. So what we have to do? We have to click on the reference tab and select the table of content option. Whenever we are clicking on the table of content option, a sub menu will appear. Now we have to click on the insert table of contents option. Whenever we are clicking on the insert table of content option, a table of contents dialog box will appear. Okay, as you can see the figure number 4.5, this is how a table of contents dialog box looks like. Now you have to select the labels of headings in the tables of contents dialog box. Okay, so you have to use the spin arrow of the show labels option to specify the hierarchy level of headings in our table of contents as shown in the figure 4.5. Then by default, MS Word will use 3 levels of headings as the hierarchy level. We can increase or decrease the value here. Suppose we want to make it 2 level hierarchy, then we have to select the 2 by using the spin arrow. Only heading 1 and heading 2 from our document will be inserted in the table of document if we select 2. Okay, now we can also select the styles of tab leader. The tab leaders are the lines that join the topics and subtopics to the page numbers. Okay, so what are the tab leaders? Tab leaders are the lines that join the topics and subtopics to the page number. Okay, so this is basically a hyperlinking type of hyperlinking. By default, the style of the tab leader is a dotted line, as you can see in the figure 4.5. To change the style by clicking on the drop down arrow of the tab leader option in the table of contents dialog box. Okay, so if we want to change the dotted line, we have to click on the drop down arrow of the tab leader option in the table of content dialog box. Then we have to choose the desired line style like dashes, solid line or none option from the tab leader drop down list, and we have to click on that to select. Okay, and that style will be applied. Next, we can also customize the table of contents. Okay, so how can we do that? In MS Word, we can easily customize the table of contents as per our requirement. Okay, how can we do that? To customize the table of content as per our requirement, we have to use the table of contents dialog box. Okay, so to customize the table of content, we have to follow few steps. First, we have to select the existing table of contents by clicking on the triple dot icon on the top left corner. Okay, so why we have to click? We have to click on the triple dot icon that is present on the top left corner. Okay, now we have to click on the references tab and we have to click on the table of contents drop down arrow. So after clicking on that triple dot icon, we have to go to the reference tab and we have to click on the table of contents drop down arrow. Whenever we are doing that, a list will comes out, and from that we have to select the insert table of contents option. So what we have to choose? We have to select the insert table of contents option from the sub menu, and it will, whenever you are clicking that or selecting that, it will replace the existing table of contents with the new formatting. So after clicking on the or selecting the insert table of contents option, the table of contents dialog box appears again. Okay, now you have to click on the modify button. Okay, so the step is now same almost. The table of content dialog box will appear up to this, almost same. Now we have to click on the modify button in the table of contents dialog box. Whenever we are clicking on that, the style dialog box opens. Now we have to select an appropriate style for the entries in the TOC. There are various styles in that list: TOC1, TOC2, TOC3, and up to long like that. You have to select any of that. Now we can also click on, we have to again click on the modify button in the dialog box to open the modify style dialog box again. Next, using that modify style dialog box, we can make changes in the style of the heading, font size, color, font effects such as bold, italic or underline, etc. Okay, we can apply other formatting effects also on the headings. To apply other formatting effects on the heading, we have to use the format button in the modify style dialog box. So first we have to click on the format button that is present in the modify style dialog box and select any of the option from the displayed list. For example, suppose we have choose the paragraph option. Whenever we are choosing any option, if we choose paragraph, the paragraph dialog box will open. Now we have to make the required changes and we have to click on the OK button. Similarly, we can make changes in font style by clicking on the font option in the format button drop down list, and then we have to click on the OK button to close the modify style dialog box. Okay, and after doing that, again we have to click on the OK button to close the style dialog box, and at last we have to click on again the OK button to close the table of contents dialog box. So first OK to close the modify style dialog box, then again click on OK to close the style dialog box, and lastly again you have to click on the OK button to close the table of contents dialog box. Now you will be prompted to replace the existing table of contents with the option yes or no. You have to click on the OK button if you want to apply those modification. Whenever you are clicking on that yes button, the table of contents will be modified with the according to the recent changes. Okay, so we can apply the shading, or we can apply the shading also to the table of contents. For doing that, we have to click on the file options, then we have to click on first we have to click on the file, then options, then the advanced. Then in the show document content section, we have to set the field shading to always option, and that will apply the shading to our table of contents. Now next thing is, how can we maintain a table of contents? Okay, so whenever we make changes to the text of a heading in the body of the document or the page on which the heading appears, those changes will appear in the table of contents automatically whenever it is updated. Okay, so we can perform some basic operations on the table of contents also. We can update a table of contents when the changes are made to the document, and second one is deleting a table of contents. So first one is updating a table of contents. MS Word does not update the table of contents automatically. We need to update the table of contents every time when we make change in our document. Okay, so how can we do that, or how can we update the table of content? To update the table of content, first we have to click anywhere in the table of content, then we have to click on the references tab and select the update table option from the table of contents group, or we can click on the update table tab that appears on the top left corner of the table of content, or we can right click on the table of contents and select the update field option from the context menu. Okay, so any of these three methods you can use any one for the second step. Then whenever we are doing any of these three options, a dialog box will appear, as you can see in the top picture. This is how update table of contents dialog box looks like. You have to select the update enter table option. Okay, there is two option, update page numbers only or and update enter table. You have to choose the update enter table option and you have to click on the OK button. So after clicking the OK button, the MS Word will update the table of content to reflect the changes in the document. This is how we can update a table of content. Okay, next is deleting a table of content. How can we delete a table of content? It is very simple to delete a table of content. To delete a table of content from a document, we have to follow few steps. First, we have to select the references tab and then we have to go to the table of contents option. Next, in the drop down list, we have to click on the remove table of content option, as you can see in the figure 4.11. From that drop down list, we have to choose the remove table of contents option, and whenever we are clicking on that, the table of contents will be deleted from the document. Okay, so this is the chapter all about how can we create a table of content, what are its characteristics, how can we create it, how can we customize the table of contents, how to maintain a table of contents, etc. So listen to the video very carefully and read your book properly. In our next class we will be discussing about the exercises.